Hi all, Hal here, and as you can see, we're in more Empyrion Galactic Survival. And today's going to be a little bit different. Normally I would be doing, another build. I had some plans to deploy the new rapid deploy hangar and a bunch of other stuff. But Wednesday night, they did an update. We're now on pre-alpha 5.4. And what they've done is they've introduced a bunch of new blocks, and they've also reorganized the resource skill tree a little bit. So what I wanted to do was to go over some of the changes really quick, and just to let you know, basically what's going on and where everything is, because I'm thinking I'm going to actually restart. Well, basically, I'm going to end season 6 and start on season 7 starting next week. So today what I wanted to do is to show you what changes have come in, what to expect out of the game, and to see how things are starting to work. So for the folks who actually play Empyrion, if you haven't had a chance to play with the new blocks yet, we're actually going to go over them. If you have had a chance to play with them, let me know what you think in the comments section below the video. I've got mixed feelings on the blocks, but we'll definitely get into that a little bit later. So first I wanted to say thank you everybody who's been leaving the likes and the comments on the videos, the folks that have been sharing. Greatly appreciated, everybody. Just knocking it out of the park. Thank you so much for that. It's greatly appreciated. For the new subscribers, I want to say welcome to the community and welcome to the channel. Hope you stick around for a while. And for the folks who have stuck with us all this time, hey, I'm glad you're still here. Let me know if there's anything that we can do for you. No, I can't give you the winning lottery tickets or anything like that. But, if you're curious about something in a game, or if there's a specific game you want to see, let me know. You never know. I might be able to get into it. So, with all of that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. What they've done is they've introduced corner windows now, finally. We now have the ability to have a completely clear dome. Look at that. Now, if you are using the color tool, let's look in here. Let's grab one of these. What the color tool allows you to do is to change the transparency. So you can have it be, So you can have it be that it's, mirrored on this side or not mirrored on this side. And that's actually a pretty nice feature. Now, it is really, really buggy still. I mean, this is something that they've just recently introduced, so don't expect everything to work and be quite usable as it is. But yeah, it does work on all the windows so far. So we do have the corner windows now. We now have the ramp edge windows. Now there are actually, for these, this is a 2x1 grid. Now the funny thing is that there's actually a version 1, version 2. Here, we'll actually bring these up here. So you have that's the version 1, and this is the version 2. And basically the difference between them is which side of the 2x1 grid they sit on by default. Because if you spin it, you see, and that's basically what you need. So if you want to start building things like this, where you have, let's get that out of the way, where you can start building larger cockpits manually. So you can actually, if you were putting this up on a CV or even on a base, you could have, observation points that are more cockpit shaped. More importantly, for the CVs, this gives you a lot more flexibility in what you're doing for your operational side of things. So when you're designing your flight decks and things like that, you're going to have a lot more options now. This is a 2x1 window for a ramp. And then as you see here, they've actually got corner versions of the 2x1 as well. I'm not really sure what I would do with this. I would probably end up using it kind of like I do here, where it's just window dressing. You could also, in theory, make that an observation port, like on the top of a ship if you were going for something a little bit more Gothic in its design. So yeah, but it's so many new things that they've got. All right, so let's go ahead and grab one of these. We're going to grab some of these, grab this. We've already shown you those. And I think we've shown you everything else for the windows so far. So let's see here. So if you are using the new curved windows, you can actually have sides on them now. Now, here's the one thing that I'm not sure why they didn't do. There's only one version of the angled like this, of the curved window edge. So you can't have that work on both sides. They don't have a version 2 of that. So you end up with just one window on this side. You know, and depending on what you're trying to do with it, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it just kind of caught me by surprise because all of the others that they did like this, there are second versions of them. So you can't even get, because of it, you can't even get a full closed-in piece with the windows at the end. So what you would have to do is, if you wanted to do any type of glass hallway, you would have to have it terminate at a different block type in order for you to have an actual arch like this. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. I would have thought that they would keep that in mind when they were designing this, but it is what it is, and I'm sure the developers will get back to it at some point. But yeah, for now, like I said, I'll leave it at disappointed. Alright, so they've also introduced a 2x1 window. Let me kick back over here into third person here so you can see just how big this thing is. It's ridiculous. Look at that. So this, again, is giving you more options on what you can do with the ships and the ship designs now. There you go. So this way we can see it a little bit better. I know I personally have a tendency of building long banks of walls, like long banks of walls of windows. That doesn't sound right to me, but basically I like building long hallways and I like having them edged with windows. We'll try it that way. So something like this actually works really well for me. I'm really liking this. It also gives you the option that if you're using the cockpit, the Type 2 capital ship cockpit specifically, it gives you options on, let's go ahead and take these out here, on where you're going to place it now. So you can actually place this thing and have it centered in the window instead of having, you know, two smaller windows with the line separator there. Like if you were to place it here, it just gives you so many more options on what you're doing with your designs. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic. I love it. There's also a 2x2 window for those who are into the really aesthetic designs. This also could be used for, say, the top of a greenhouse if you wanted to have large open sections without them actually being open, because this way you don't get all of the crosshair lines like you would with having two of the 2x1s now. So again, devs, if you're listening, great job on this. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and put these away. Just to be funny, let me show you one of the things that I did over here. Actually, it's starting to get dark. Let's get some lights out here. Let's use those. Whoopsie. Alright, so one of the things that I did, just being, you know, a little silly over here, having some fun with it, is I took one of the starter ships that they provide for you, and I converted all of the outer surfaces to the glass windows. There we go. It helps if I have it. See, this is why. Let's go ahead and grab a small generator. Let's grab. Where's our? Yeah, we'll grab those two. And we'll grab all this. All right. Let's go ahead and put this here. Oh, that's right, because there's a light there. Sure, we'll do this. There we go. That way we can see what's going on around here. Oh. You just took all my view? Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so yeah, basically, like I said, what I did is I replaced all of the outer blocks with the windows, just to give you an idea how much you can now do in glass if you really want to. It was a lot of glass. So it's interesting. I mean, the fact that you have this type of flexibility with the windows now, I think is absolutely phenomenal. So once again, devs, yeah, thank you. This is greatly appreciated, and I can't wait to see what people start building with this new content. I mean, this is just so cool. Again, though, if you are listening, fix the windows, please. Fix this, the dome side. Give me a style 2 of this so I can place it on the other side and close that off. Because I have some really great ideas, or I think were really great ideas for some designs, but I need to be able to have the domed windows capped off at the end without putting in a rounded cap. So yeah, okay, but that's what we've got so far for the new windows. Let's get back in here. I'm gonna drop the rest of this stuff off in inventory, and we've got a bunch of new hull blocks as well. I'm probably gonna have to start trashing some of these. Okay, so you have now a actual corner block. So for the people who know, before, you used to not have this outer edge corner. What this is doing is that previously you had, let me move this back over here really quick. You basically had this before, right? Where it was just a single edge that would tie two sloped faces together that were perpendicular to each other. And what this does now is it gives you a way to more cleanly give a hard edge on the side of your, or at the corner of your vessels or your designs. I think that this is going to be actually really nice to have long term, but it does open up. I mean, all of the blocks just give you so much more control over your designs now. For the folks who are fans of the ramps, what they've done is they've actually included a version of the slopes now. Basically, it's the same as what you used to have on the ramp, the entry ramp pieces. However, now you have on the regular hull blocks as well. So this will give you a much softer curve or slope into and out of your designs. So if you wanted to build this as a ramp, or if you wanted something that was more aero design, or even something, let's do it like this. Because if you go here, flip that bad boy over, and we're done with this. So let's go ahead and bring these back out here. That and that. You actually end up with much sharper wedges now. Just to show you. So this is definitely one of the things that I think you're going to see a lot more use for. When you add into it that you have, do I have them here? That one? Yeah, I think it's this one. So, because what you can do with this is then say, let's see if I can, there we go. You can start doing stuff like this. And I'm going to actually bring those lights back out, because we seem to be in a dire need of illumination over here. And we'll put it there just because. There we go. So, like I said, this really does give you a lot more option on what you want to do with your ship designs. You can get much more aggressive designs on your ship styles. I do think that this is going to really open up some of the designs that you see for some of the larger builders and things. So we have now a inner wall or inner corner for rounded edges. Previously you did not have one of these. If you wanted to have a turn, you had to use a sloped inner block. There are now arches, which is again a nice addition. This allows you to build tunnels and like if you wanted to put sewers in, or some kind of just covered walkway, or partially covered walkway, modern art, whatever. So you end up with so much more in the way of just freedom in your builds. The one thing I would like to see is if they can ever figure out how to do it, is partial blocks. So where you have an arch like this, be able to have something actually under it, because as you know, there's a limited collision field for player characters, so you can walk through there. I think that should apply to the details like the lights and things as well. But who knows? Maybe we'll see it sometime in the future. That as far as these new blocks are concerned, that's one of my only complaints about them. There is now a solid block that's like the old windows, which you have at angles, and obviously you can do whatever you want with them. Again, for ship designs, this means you're going to end up with a lot more space on the interior. And just to show you, the armor is 20, hit points are 25. And on the regular hull block, armor is 20, hit points 25. So you end up with the same statistics, or roughly the same statistics, right? 60 and 60, 120. So it actually weighs less. Let's see here, 15 and 20, 15 and 20. Yeah, so it does weigh less, and 15 and 20. So it looks like you do sacrifice armor and hit points for a little bit of the weight, but you end up with a much lighter ship, so you can make up the difference in weight with the armor blocks if you want it to actually come through and put armor on a vehicle. Alright, so that one, got a few more. So this one is the inverse of the armor slope. Basically, it's your quarter round, so that you keep your squared edges. So this would be if you were using, if you wanted to make this one would be for more like a sewer ship, like if you were doing some kind of tunnel design going through your ship, but you did not want a pipe-looking structure on it, or if you did want a pipe-looking structure on it. Definitely gives you some options for changing up the ship's profile as well as your base profiles. I do think that this is going to be a lot of fun, though. Alright. I know I keep saying it, but I can't help it. I'm just so excited about some of these things. Alright, so we now have a more squared off join for the corners of your ships. Actually, you know what? If I did that, I wonder. So I did that, and then we go this one? No, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, it's still in my inventory. Nope, it's too big. Alright, I was wondering if it would actually fit here, but no. But you can do stuff like this, just to have some fun with it if you want it. Yeah, modern art. There you go. Now, if I could figure out a way... Actually, if I was to bring that out, put a light in the middle, you could have that actually light up. Wonder. How bright is that? Nope. Doesn't quite work out well. Quite the way I would hope it to. Oh well. But it is nice, I mean, and then you have a sharper point here. So much nice. So it does look like they're trying to give us, as players, much more freedom in our design choices. We have the sharper rounded, inversed rounded corner. And then a tighter version of what used to be the inside corner. And then somebody said, let me see if this is the one that I'm hoping for. Yeah, this is the one. So now you have a much wider one as well. So you can actually get pretty creative with this new stuff. I mean, this is all good stuff. This is why I don't stay in creative mode very often. Alright, so there we go. So yeah, that's basically the changes that we've seen come through so far. The developers have said that there will be more changes coming, but this is just to really get us started. They wanted to get these out and into the hands of the players as quickly as possible. And I want to say thank you to the devs, man, because you guys you really did do a great job with this, and I am absolutely loving the new options here. So on that note, I expect to see a new season of Empyrion from myself. You'll probably see a few other people starting up new series as well, because with these blocks, it opens up a whole lot of stuff for us. There's also been some changes, or will be some changes coming to the starting planets. There will be a new starting planet, I believe. And if it is implemented before I start Season 7, then we will be starting on the New World. If it's not, then we will start probably on Aqua again. I'm not sure yet. But if you have any suggestions or any preference, leave it down in the comment section below the video, and we'll definitely take a look at it, because you never know. Your quote or your decision might be the one that I would go with. So... Oh, and on that note, I am out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, you might want to subscribe, because then you can be kept up to date with what's going on, as well as know when I go live on Twitch or YouTube. And, it's been a long day. This is actually a slightly longer episode, so I'm out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Hope to see you back here this evening for the live stream at 7 p.m. U.S. Pacific time. And if not, I will see you next week. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, so many choices.